Hey everyone, just a quick word about the channel and the upcoming video. In the video, I have a bit of like an aneurysm and I refer to the compressor as the condenser repeatedly and vice versa sometimes. And I just wanted to put this in and say, like, take anything I say in these videos with the biggest fistful of salt. I'm essentially a YouTube/Google mechanic. I'm not professionally trained. I do this on my driveway and I learn as I go for all intents and purposes. And that goes for a lot of these people you see on YouTube as well. Take what they say with a pinch of salt. Always get a second opinion if you're unsure, and do your due diligence and your research in advance of any job, especially something as potentially dangerous as regassing your air conditioning. These videos are equal parts entertainment as they are informative. Treat them as a blog, because that is what they are. They're not a how-to in any way, shape or form. They might present sometimes like that, but like I say, fistful of salt. Take care, stay safe, and yeah, that's about it really. Enjoyed the video. Oh, and whilst you're at it, do you prefer short videos or do you prefer the longer ones? You know, the ones that actually get, you know, towards an hour in length? Let me know in the comments below and give me some feedback with regards to what the type of stuff is you'd like to see and how long it should be. Anyway, take care. Speak soon. So, one thing I want to get done today is I want to refill or regas the aircon on a couple of my cars. We have 5 cars here. 3 actually have aircon, but only 1 works. 2 need, I believe, a regas. So the S2000, ever since I bought it just over 2 years ago, the gent said, oh, the aircon worked fine, it just needs a regas. I think that's a bit of bullshit. Chances are it's balked. And the Insignia needs a regas as well. The F-Type is fine, but I want to show you something with the bonnet up. Bought this off Amazon, bought the gauge separately. I bought 3 of these cans, I bought the 3-pack, bought the gauge separately. This one, unlike the ones that come in some of these packets, has a, you know, danger zone. It gives us a better reading. But let's just quickly have a look. The 3 cars here use R134A, and I'll show you how I know that. This particular canister contains the equivalent of 453 grams of 134A. So let's have a quick look. So on the F-Type, there you go, 134A, 700 grams plus or minus 25 grams. What you're looking for is the low pressure feed. I have no idea where it is on here. That might be it, just down there. It could be this. What you want to do is you want to find your condenser and find the feeds. And from experience with working on a condenser in the past, the feed was the thicker of the 2, which would be that one there. But I'm not sure if that stands true. Let's just have a quick look over here. The S2000 HFC 134A or R134A. Great thing about this is Honda, of course they did, they labelled the low pressure feed, which is this blue one here. Sometimes there'll be blue for low pressure, red for high. In cars I've seen in the past, it's typically black on both, but you never know. Have a look. And again, you can see that's the thicker of the 2 cables, and you can follow these all the way back down to the condenser down there. And on the Insignia, so I can see the condensers down there. I can follow the cables up and round, or the pipes rather. I've got this one here and that one down there, and I believe that one, being the thicker of the 2, is going to be the low pressure feed. So obviously you want to look at your owner's manuals to check which is the low pressure feed and what type of coolant it takes if it doesn't actually explicitly state. This particular car, the Insignia, is R134A and it's 0.60 kilograms, so 600 grams. Not talked about the Insignia yet, one of the best cars in the world. I'm going to do a video on it at some point. If you're interested in that, comment below as to what you might want to see in the video. This is our workhorse car. We've got rid of the Hyundai. That was a brilliant vehicle. I have some history with these, and this particular model, this particular car rather, I love them. They're absolutely amazing. Oddly enough, they do tend to have condenser issues, and we'll see whether or not we're going to have that today. I've not actually tried it. What we're going to do is we'll try on the Insignia first, and if that doesn't work, then we'll try on the S2000. Hopefully by the end of the day we'll have one of these gassed up. Okay, we'll start with the engine off. What I want to do is, because I've never done this before, I want to do a bit of a test fit with this gauge just to make sure I'm getting this right. If the gauge doesn't actually fit the low pressure port, then chances are you might actually have the wrong type of gauge or setup, and double check what type of refrigerant the car actually takes. So I believe the low pressure down here is where it's located in the Insignia, and it's quite close to belts. So what I'll do is I'll test fit this first, and then if I know it's the right one, we can start the engine and do the rest of the procedure. What you don't want to do is you don't want to vent. You want to limit the amount of this you vent into atmosphere. That's why garages and dealerships have a machine that harvests it. You also want to unscrew the screw valve as far as possible, so that when you actually do plug this in, you're not prematurely piercing this. So let me just test fit this. Okay, that's fitted. What we'll do now is we will turn the car on, and then we will turn the air conditioning on to its lowest setting, but the highest fan setting. So coolest with highest fan setting. And then we'll wait for the compressor to start working. And then once that starts working, we can pierce the can, and then hopefully it'll start to take some of this on board. But yeah, you want to leave your doors and your windows open so that the compressor doesn't start going on and off. So let's start it up. Well, it turns out after all that, the condenser on the Insignia isn't working. And here's me saying they're some of the best cars on the road, eh? They are, and I still stand by that. I've checked the fuses. There's no particular relays in this version. I believe it's a switch that it's in the condenser itself that controls as to whether or not it comes on, or the clutch inside engages. You can hopefully see it's down there, and the pulley itself is working fine. I've actually had a look to see whether or not it can move freely, and it can. I believe it's just something to do with the electronics, so I'm going to have to investigate that further. But I'm going to repeat those steps on the S2000 so we can have a look at that, and I'm sure that'll work fine. So we've got this hooked up to the S2000 now. So we've pierced the can. We're going to unwind it. Whoop. And that should release some coolant. There you go. You can see the pressure go up. You can feel the pipe go cold. It's getting cooler. Like, I think this system was completely empty, so I'm not sure whether or not it's going to go any higher than this. Compressor's on. If we started going into red, we'd want to turn this off, take it out, but yeah, I think this was completely empty. And the cable's starting to warm up again now, so. I think we can call that one a success. That feels good. The S2000 is blowing cold air. Even in the hottest days in the UK, when you're out in a convertible like this, the sun beaming down on you, it can still get pretty hot. but now we have some aircon, and it's nice and ice cold. Cool, good stuff. Honda, man, super reliable. I've not had that aircon working for like God knows how long, 2 years, ever since I bought the car. I was convinced it was not going to work. It was a, one of those selling methods. Oh, it just needs a regas. But yeah, it actually just did need a regas. And the car I thought was going to work, the newer car by over a decade, something's up with the compressor. Oh well, such is life. Let's turn aircon off. We'll save some of that gas, and we'll close the S2000 up and get on to the MX-5. So there, as you saw it, the Vauxhall seems to have a problem with its condenser. I was hoping it wouldn't be the case, but it is a relatively common fault. And the S2000 surprised me 100% because I thought that was going to be balked. In the past, I've had car sales where they went, oh, it just needs a regas, and then the condenser's blown, or it needs new hose in because it's got a leak or something like that. But in this particular instance, no, the S2000 pulled through again. That is why I love the S2000. So yeah, that's it, I think, for the aircon regas. I'll have to work on the Insignia in my own time, but them's the breaks. Okay, hopefully you found this informative. If you did, smash that like button. If not, then tell me why, please. A subscription or a subscribe on YouTube goes a long way for small creators like me. And if you've got any comments, feedback, or if you've got any potential insight on how to fix the Insignia nice and cheap, then let me know about it. Until next time though, take care, have fun, and speak soon.